All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom, salutations to the hopeful elect that's fighting the good fight of faith and truth and sincerity and wholeheartedly. And shalom to the Akwak, which is the women believers. Shalom to you. It said, you shall not follow a multitude to do evil, neither shall you speak in a cause to decline after many to wrestle judgment. Now, one of the main things that people do not want to do is stand stiffly for the name of the Lord. And when you stand stiffly for the name of the Lord, a vibration is with that. You know, that's why the people who believe in Jesus and the people who believe in Yahweh Shai, two different mind frames. But I want to, talk about the people who follow the multitude to do evil, and that's the world. Our people love to follow after, whatever trend, whatever popping in the world. See, the Lord require you to sacrifice, man. And then it says, neither shall you speak in a cause to decline after many to rest judgment. So the thing is that, so you have people who will believe, right? But they don't want to speak on it. And they actually allow the world to manipulate their thought process. See, when you come in this, you stand firm. It don't matter how the world view you. It don't matter how the world view you. So that's why I said, neither shall you speak in a cause to decline after many to wrestle judgment. Because the thing is that you allow the world to pervert your judgment. And that's you following a multitude to do evil, because it's easy to go into the way of a broad instead of going down the straight gate. All right. So I know a lot of people heard this truth. Men of the Lord been out there for a long time preaching. You have some people, like even the people who walk past for the few years that I've been preaching. I got regulars that, give me the fist pump, the shalom, things like that. So that means that they heard the truth. They understand it, but they're not speaking. They ain't living by it. You talk about shalom with a cigarette in your mouth, so it's like the thing is that people really just don't have faith, and people don't want to stand firm for the Lord, because standing firm with the Lord, it's a fiery trial. So it said, he that justifieth the wicked and he that condemneth the just, even they both are abomination to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. That's you when you don't want to stand up righteousness. You get around people and you starting to pervert judgment. You get around people, you don't want to speak the way that you should, but then you just end up indulging in the conversation. So if you know the truth and you around people who's talking about adultery, now at the end of the day, you don't have to rebuke them. You could just keep silent, because the scriptures talks about not knowing what your left hand, knowing what your right hand do. That's in Matthews. I can't remember where it's at the moment. But not knowing what your right hand do with your left hand, paraphrasing. But anyway, so when you in this truth, you're supposed to be like Clark Kent. You ain't supposed to be, wearing fringes everywhere you go and being a super Israelite everywhere you go. But it's a certain way that you walk. It's a certain way that you talk. It's a certain way that you behave yourself. So if you in that same conversation, because a nigga talk, oh yeah, I ain't gonna lie, that woman fine, man. Shit, I ain't gonna lie. Shoot, she give me the opportunity. I don't care if she got a man or not. I'm gonna get that. And you like, yeah, she is fun. Like, what is you doing? So I'm speaking hypothetically right now, because, I just know people who know this truth, but they still got friends in the world. They still got, family who ain't down with it. And it stops them. It chokes them, from really getting indulged really in this truth, man. And you gonna allow people of the world in your family who don't got no kingdom to put you in to stop you from inheriting everlasting life. But you want to know what that really is? You just lack faith. That's all. And that's why Ephesians 2:8 said that faith and grace is a gift. So that's given from Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. And everybody don't got that. Only the elect does. But only the elect is going to endure to the end. We still got some trouble to go through. But right now, that's why Jeremiah 2:33, it said, why trimmest thou thy way to seek love? And you even taught the wicked ones their ways, So a lot of people realize, damn, if I do stand for righteousness, I'm going to have to go through some shit. I'm going to have to go through persecutions. I'm going to have to be talked against. My family going to separate from me. My homeboy that I grew up with, that I call my brother, we ain't going to be that close no more. So what? Do you want to perish with them? So it said has thou faith, have it to yourself. That's what you don't understand. If you was able to receive this truth, and even if you even like heard it and it was joy to you, because the scriptures talks about how, the word is in your mouth as sweet as honey, but then when you swallow it, it become bitter, So if you heard the word and it was sweet in your mouth, at least you're on the right track. So when you have faith, have it for yourself. You don't need everybody to join you on this faith trail. You don't need everybody to join you on this faith trail, man. So it said, hast thou faith, have it to yourself before the Most High. Happy is he that condemneth not himself in the thing which he alloweth. So this truth, standing firm from it, is what you allow. So don't be condemning yourself in your mind like, yeah, I do believe the truth, but this truth is actually bringing a lot of problems into my life. Ecclesiasticus 2:1 said, when thou comest to the Lord, prepare thyself for temptation. So, condemneth not himself in that which he alloweth. So that means that the thing you're supposed to change, and when you do change, you ain't supposed to condemn yourself for changing. Because guess what? You're on a path of righteousness. But the things that you change, it separated you from your family and friends and people that you love. And now they don't want to hang around no more. So you ain't supposed to be condemning yourself because of that. You're actually supposed to be happy. The Lord said that since you are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hateth you. If you were of the world would love you. John 15. All right. So it says, and he that doubteth is damned if he eat. All right. So what do that mean? So that means that when you take in this truth, that's what it means. When you take in this truth, and he that doubteth is damned if he eat. So that means if you listen, like if you hearken unto this truth, but you scared that, damn, wow, so I can't do this no more. I can't do that no more. Dang, I can't be around my homeboys that I grew up with. You damn. Because he eateth not of faith, because you don't believe that the blessing that the Lord is going to give you is going to outdo the bullshit that you have in this world, because that shouldn't even be a thought. It shouldn't even be like, man, I ain't gonna lie, like my life was kind of fun before I came into the truth. But guess what fun do? Fun is nothing but wickedness, because when you was having fun, when you was in the world, you wasn't doing anything that the Lord said to do. You was doing a total opposite. So fun is wickedness when you in the world. You can have fun when you in the truth, because guess what your joy is? Your joy is reading. Your joy is studying. Your joy is hearing the prophets. Your joy is looking at the prophecies, seeing that this shit about to fall. And when you get around brethren, if you blessed to be around brethren, we joke, we laugh, we talk about worldly stuff, but our primary conversation is this. That's the real joy. The joy is knowing that this place is going to fall eventually. And scriptures talks about that, knowing that the elements is going to be melted with fervent heat. What manner of man you ought to be in all holy conversation and godliness, and hasten to righteousness and a kingdom on the earth. All right. That's what you have joy in now. Do that mean that you can't watch a movie, listen to music, chill with your woman? Hey, if you have enough discipline, I don't recommend it. But if you still cool with your friend in the world, and he want to come visit you. First of all, he should already know what you about. So that means he ain't about to come up in your house smoking weed, passing you a blunt. But if your friend still wants to be around you, he still want to be around you and he know what you about, then there's nothing wrong with that. You know, it's all about discipline. And it's all about taking in his faith. Let me continue. For whatsoever is not of faith is sin. That's what you don't get. Unbelief is sin. Unbelief is sin. So you got a lot of people who heard this truth, like this truth, sweet in their mouth. Some of them won't even digest it because they actually calculate, which is, see, I always look at it like this. So, as a matter of fact, let me get it real quick. I always say this is a lose-lose right here. I'm going to start from 26, but the point that I want to make is in 28. If any man come to me and hate not his father, his mother and wife and children and brother and sister, yeah, in his own life, he cannot be my disciple. So right here, this is where you start to, man, I don't know, man. I love my wife. I love my children. The Lord ain't talking about you not loving them. He's talking about he is your first lover. He is your primary conversation. He is your primary duty. Your family is secondary. Learn how to balance, man. Balance is the most, the scripture talks about how false balance is an abomination. So you got to learn how to balance the truth in your family if you have one, but they should not have rule over you to the point that they stop you from being diligent. That's what the scripture is talking about. And it says, and whosoever do not bear his cross and come after me cannot be my disciple. Condemning yourself like, because now you being offended. Because another word for being condemning yourself is being offended. Because like now, okay, you put your hand, I ain't gonna say put your hand to the plow, basically, because that's teaching. I'm talking about a person who believe and your family is like, oh, damn, we can't celebrate Christmas no more. We can't celebrate this holiday, that holiday no more. Dang, it's boring now. And now you're hearing your wife complain. She'll probably eventually leave you, which is a blessing. And that. And then you going through it. Now your kids like, Daddy, we can't celebrate Christmas no more. Hey, come on. We go to school. And then your kids still go to school and seeing children sitting on Santa's lap. You got to worry about your kids sitting on Santa's lap because you don't got a damn camera there. So there's a whole bunch of stuff that you think about. Who cares, man? This place is not our rest, as I say in Micah 2:10. So 28. So this is what I want to. So say, which of you intended to build a tower and build it not down first? So this is a person. Sitteth not down first. This is a person going back. So whatsoever is not of faith is sin. All right. So you actually counted the cost. But this is what I mean, that it's a lose-lose, because, okay, if you hear the truth and you count the cost and you know what, this ain't for me, you're still going to be destroyed. You know what I'm saying? So the Lord is using this as a, because the whole scriptures is poetic, it's symbolic, it's allegories, metaphors, all that. And this is another, he's using similitudes right here. He's not saying that, okay, if you say, you know what? Yeah, this is too hard for me. I ain't gonna do it. That don't mean that, okay, well, since you came up to that conclusion that you ain't gonna be destroyed. No, this is talking about you need to know what you're getting into. That's what you need to understand. What are you getting into? So let's continue. For which of you intended to build a tower, sit not down first and count up the cost, whether he have sufficient to finish it? Lest happily, after he have laid the foundation, is not able to finish it, all that behold it begin to mock him. That's the people that end up talking shit against you because you fell out. People saying, I knew that brother wasn't right anyway. You know what I'm saying? Now you the face of the fallouts, And forget the man of the Lord. Now you got to answer to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. So it says, saying this man began to build, it was not able to finish it. So once you really, really believe in this thing, you're not going to follow a multitude to do evil. You're not going to have influences outside of people that's in the truth working on your mind to take you away from the truth. Following a multitude to do evil and wrestling judgment. Not speaking on things that you should speak on. But going alone to get along, that's going to be the death of you. All right? So hopefully this video is edifying, and shalom.